DeAndre Hopkins. Rumors are that he could be coming to the New England Patriots. Thank the Lord. Jesus. Say his name.
Listen, I've been saying that things need to change in New England. Things absolutely need to change in New England. And Brandon, I know you stood pat and said this cannot happen. New England will not change. The writing's been on the wall all this time. The fact that he's having a 2-day visit with New England says a lot, a whole lot. I'm super optimistic right now. The fact that he's in New England for 2 days, get this shit done, man.
Especially because the reports are also coming out that there's no animosity between O'Brien and Hopkins. That's apparently all cleared up, whatever the hell. There's rumors that the only way he was going to sign with the Titans is if they offered him $20 million per year, and that was not going to happen. Justin just said he's spending 2 days. He's there right now in Foxborough, in Boston, Massachusetts. There's rumors. Ian Rappaport, one of the highly touted reporters in the NFL circle, that a deal could be done as soon as today for Hopkins to the Patriots. Listen, I tweeted it. I said it on the show, and I'm going to say it again. If we get DeAndre Hopkins, we're winning the AFC East. 100% guaranteed. Okay, 100% guaranteed.
Guaranteed. We're the fourth best team in the division.
Yeah, like Charles Barkley. I guarantee.
Look, the Patriots got $14 million in effective cap space. They can pay him a lot more than a Kansas City or a Buffalo. Buffalo's diva wide receiver much more. I'm not saying Diab's a diva. They have a diva. DeAndre is exactly what New England does need. And if you get him, there's zero more excuses for Mac Jones. I know Bill O'Brien did Diop a favor by getting him out of Houston, which we won't really talk about. He is one of the best offensive minds, I think. And we saw that last year Alabama didn't do well with him because they had no weapons. You give him a top 5 receiver last decade, at least top 10 on his floor, that missed half of last year, still had 700, 800 yards. And then as well, a pretty good running game. Not the best offensive line at the tackle spots, but you've got Ramondre Stevenson too. And you've got a couple of different tight ends that can all do in the red zone. Mac Jones will finally have an opportunity to be fairly evaluated. And I think that is the biggest thing to take away here because the defense could be the best in football this year. But on your point, Brandon, saying they're going to, what was the word did you use? Easily going to win the AFC East? Was that what it was? Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I said 100% guaranteed they're going to win the AFC East.
What makes you say that?
I feel like you hit on all the points. We're going to have arguably the best defense in the league. We have the best head coach in the league. Mac Jones now has a offensive coordinator that is actually competent in the offensive side of the football. Our offensive line, I expect if we get D-Hop, everything is going to figure itself out. I 100% believe that, especially because of Bill O'Brien, who has shown that he can coach offense. Maybe not a head coach, definitely not a head coach, but he can coach offense.
Oh, to be fair, Bill O'Brien was a good coach. He was a terrible GM.
Okay.
He was okay.
He was okay.
Think about his quarterbacks in those years he was having win seasons with. I don't think he was a bad coach, and he didn't get any criticism up until he made the D-Hop trade. And so I think that clouds our opinions of him.
He was okay. But I think it opens everything up. Juju is going to be put in his rightful position, which is a number 2. My only anger with that move was that he was going to be asked to be our number 1. You tell me Juju's our 2? I'm freaking ecstatic because Juju is a great number 2. We got Tyquan Thornton. There's a lot of reports coming out that the Patriots are really high on him. He's making plays in practice. This guy's 6'3" speedster running 4.2, I think, 4.3. We actually get to see what he can do with an offensive coordinator who's competent and a quarterback who's not injured and getting pummeled. We got Ramondre Stevenson. We got Hunter Henry, who even with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge calling offense was putting up okay seasons. We got Mike Gesicki, who's going to be a great red zone threat. Kendrick Bourne, who I believe is a playmaker. When you get the ball in his hands, he makes plays. Our offensive line, while you say there's some question marks at the tackle position, Trent Brown might be leaving. We just got a new offensive line coach because Patricia was coaching the offensive line. And again, that was a terrible mistake. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. Hold on. Let me finish. We still got Devontae Parker's probably going to get moved or traded or whatever if we get D-Hop, because they're kind of similar players, and D-Hop is infinitely better than him. And then defensively, we're going to have arguably the best defense in the league. Our cornerback, can we talk about Marcus Jones? Special teams, offense, and defense. Jack Jones, who's just a knack for the football and gets his hands on the football. We still got Jonathan Jones, who we re-signed. Julius Peppers, Jabril Peppers,
not related.
who Bill Belichick literally said when asked what does he look like from this year to last year, he said, "Oh my God, he's so much better than what he was last year. He's a completely different player." And Joe Judge is back where he rightfully belongs, special teams, and he is a great special teams coach. I just am pumped for this team if we get DeAndre Hopkins, because everything's going to fall into place and we're going to look like the Patriots of old. Not with Brady, but Max is going to take actual progressions. And like John stated perfectly, is he can be rightly evaluated now.
You see, so my biggest concern with New England here is, while I as ecstatic as I'll be as if D-Hop signs with us, is Mac Jones. That's the main question. So he had an awesome rookie year, then a very rough second year, and now this third season after regressing. Let's see how much he can progress. Is it going to be similar to his rookie season? Is it going to be better than his rookie season, which is what we're all hoping for? So I'm not going to jump the gun and say, yeah, the New England's going to win the division with guys like Josh Allen and now Aaron Rodgers in this thing. So it's very tough for me to say, yeah, New England's going to be the best team in this division now just because we have the greatest head coach in football. Like, that's not the excuse anymore. Now we got to really put this to the table. And Mac Jones needs to be a top 15 quarterback for us. He absolutely has to be. Our defense has to live up to what we're saying. They have to be a top tier defense. And then most of all, we need to be healthy. We need to be healthy. We need to be consistent. And if we can do that, then yeah, you never know. Maybe the AFC East is up for grabs. But it's kind of tough. This isn't one of those divisions where you can just be like, oh, for certain, we had New England finishing fourth, and then now they're going to finish first with guys like Jalen Ramsey up in Miami on defense, and we struggled to beat Miami. Aaron Rodgers in the Meadowlands, and it's just I don't know. I'm not sold just yet. Ask me again week 5.
Okay. So you're saying if we get so Justin, let me ask you, Blake, just straight up. If we get DeAndre Hopkins, where do the New England Patriots finish in the AFC East?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm not going to say one. I'm saying the AFC East can be up for grabs, but it relies on a lot.
I don't know. I think the Bills possibly going to take a step back. Not saying they're going to fall off a cliff, but I think they take a little bit of a step back. I think the Jets can be had, and I think the Dolphins have a lot of question marks when it comes to Tua's health.
Right. You guys do have the third best quarterback at best, which is probably why Justin is also lukewarm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I expect so. Like, let's say that. So, right, Mac Jones in his rookie year, 22-13, 3,800 yards, and a 67% completion percentage. I believe we get D-Hop. He throws for over 4,000 yards. Would you guys agree? Concur?
With Bill O'Brien, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, concur, Justin, or no? You seem I don't understand.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not entirely sold yet on Mac Jones. I'm not sold yet, so I can't.
Okay.
I can't guarantee.
You're low on him because of his ceiling, not the floor. Because the floor, he was awesome as a rookie, but I don't know how much better he gets than that as a player.
But
I feel like he was so ready made.
But that's my point. I don't know. But I feel
he regressed in his second season. So now we're expecting him to
not
progress
because of him, Justin.
Season.
You know
it going to be the equivalent of the rookie year? I don't know. I don't want that. I need more.
But Justin, you know it wasn't like let's be logical. It wasn't his fault he regressed.
No, and I know that. He had Matt Patricia and Joe Judge coaching him, but we're also expecting him. We just did a AFC rankings not too long ago where I had New England finishing fourth. So now off of one player being signed, I'm going to throw them one? No.
When you get a top 10 receiver, yes. A guy like DeAndre Hopkins, with Juju moving into a number 2 guy, that's easily 2 guys who can have 1,000 yards with Bill O'Brien. Easily. Ramondre Stevenson taking another step. 2 tight end. When Bill O'Brien was the New England Patriots offensive coordinator, how great were our tight ends? We got 2 good tight. I'm not saying these guys are on that level. No, I'm not.
Which is why
we got 2 tight ends. Mike Gesicki, who has proven to be a very good starting caliber tight end, very much better red zone threat than being like a stretch the field guy, and Hunter Henry, who is a great possession a tight end. I don't know, man. I understand your concerns, but what I'm not understanding is why you can't see that D-Hop comes in and can't instantly make Mac Jones a better quarterback.
I can see that. I'm just saying I don't see how this one move catapults from 4th place to 1st.
Because this is regardless of not having the receivers, everybody was saying the Patriots could still maybe not compete, but they were going to make it dirty against these other 3 teams. Like it wasn't going to be an absolute blowout, right? You can look at last season. Yes, we had a down season. What was our record? Was it 8-9?
Yes.
What 8 games with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as our offensive coordinator? Okay.
You guys know that.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Bill O'Brien, I think he's honestly one of the most misunderstood coaches. In his first 3 years in Houston, he won 9 games all 3 times. His quarterbacks in those years, Case Keenum, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Brian Hoyer, Ryan Mallett, TJ Yates, who started a playoff game, Brock Osweiler, and Tom Savage. Their defense was what led them there, but the offense was pretty much maximized given the quarterback personnel, given they had talent. And O'Brien in New England did a great job earlier before his run with the Texans. Now, it's also important to recognize, too, that while he's not necessarily he won games. It's a lot like Mike Vrabel, right? He was able to maximize, win 9 games every single year with those rosters. The 2 things they're missing were play calling and number 1 wide receiver. You get those 2 things, and the only concern you would possibly have, because Justin, this is Bill Belichick, he finds ways to win. He won 10 games with Matt Castle. The only possible concern you can really have with the Patriots is in the tackle positions with Riley Reif and Trent Brown.
Justin, I got you. Oh, I got you now.
John, am I being too hard? Am I being too hard?
This is what I'm about to get at you for. You are the biggest believer in a certain team that doesn't have good quarterback play or great quarterback play. That's the 49ers. What are the 49ers great at? Defense, right? Patriots have a top defense in the league. Mm-hmm. They also have their offensive line is better, okay, but our offensive line is not going to be bottom half of the league.
They have Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel.
Okay, I understand. Justin, time out. Wait, stop. DeAndre Hopkins is better than Deebo and Brandon Ayuk. Juju Smith-Schuster as a number 2. Ayuk, Juju?
No.
We're not saying that's a blowout. That ain't a blowout.
They're on the same level.
No, they're not.
See,
Justin, this guy's at 1,400 yards in number 2.
Justin, are you kidding
1,400
right now,
Juju isn't Juju has injury concerns, and we're already
he played 15 games last year,
and we're already concerned about Juju's injury history.
He played 15
had to walk on eggshells around
Deebo Samuel doesn't have injury concerns. CMC doesn't have injury concerns. George Kittle doesn't have injury concerns. Are you joking?
This is 49ers.
Nobody's joking, Brandon. At their peak of powers, who's better?
Okay, who? Brandon Ayuk and Juju? Who's that? Juju had 1,500 yards.
The 49ers have not won a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Justin, all I'm getting at is Justin. Let's not make this a debate. Let's not get angry at each other. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to apologize. Let's come to me.
You said who was better at their peak. That's why
I'm asking you just comparable. These teams are. These are not washes that I'm not comparing. You got Bill Belichick. Bill O'Brien is the offensive coordinator. We got 2 really good receivers in their spots. We got 2 tight ends who can do work. Ramondre Stevenson has shown great strides. Whoever, I don't even know who the hell our other running backs are, if I got to be completely honest with you. I haven't looked, but it's probably some rookies that we're going to make stars. Okay,
yeah. All right.
you got to see this, man. I don't know how you can have such faith in the 49ers when they haven't had great quarterback play, but with the Patriots and you see what they are surrounding against their quarterback and their defense and stuff, and having the great and one and only Bill Belichick, how you can't see that when you've seen it for how. What did Bill do with Tom Brady, a 6th-round draft pick, 20 plus years ago? Mac Jones can't do that, buddy.
Okay,
Troy
so
Brown
there
and
you go.
Seahawks.
I think you talk, and this is the difference between me and you when we talk about the Patriots. You talk with the rose-colored glasses on when
No,
we
I
talk
don't,
about New
dude.
England.
I spoke straight
Brandon,
facts right there,
Brandon,
Justin.
you could say that you're speaking facts, but realistically, you had New England winning 13, 14 games last year with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as the offense coordinators. So
Okay.
I don't think that you're seeing this as clearly. New England still has flaws, okay? You want to compare them to the San Francisco 49ers. Fine, let's do it. Have we seen Bill Belichick coach since Tom Brady left? Yes. How much success have we had? Not too much. But we've seen Kyle Shanahan coach all these mid-tier quarterbacks and have a successful group.
Elite
We've seen
offense.
it. Big
Now
difference.
we have the
George
offense
Kittle
to match with the defense.
No. I let you talk. George Kittle's is miles ahead of Hunter Henry.
No shit.
CMC is miles ahead of Ramondre Stevenson. And then plus their style of offense, time out. Their style of offense in San Francisco is so it's so quirky, it's tricky, it's versatile. We don't have Debo Samuel taking 10 carries from the backfield while also taking a slant route, while also taking a small drag route 70 yards for a touchdown. We don't have that skilled player yet. If you think Juju stacks up to what Debo is, doesn't matter.
I didn't say you're lying.
I'm touching on Brandon Ayuk now. I'm touching on Brandon Ayuk now. Brandon Ayuk is one of the best up-and-coming wide receivers. As a one, he stepped up last year.
He's not a one. Debo's the one.
I said when Debo went down, Brandon Ayuk stepped up for the San Francisco 49ers. He stepped up. And you know what Juju did? He disappeared in Kansas City.
John,
I had him on my fantasy team. Don't even tell me he did it. Because he was not the focal point of that offense.
He's going to be 2, though. He's going to be a 2.
No, I guarantee you, in a few weeks, we'll be re-looking at that wide receiver core and like, man, I don't know if Juju is good enough for this Patriots group because he's so inconsistent with his injuries. He's always injured. He finds a way to get hurt. We're already having injury concerns and we're in camp.
He's really only had one injury. That was
15 games last year, Justin. I know you got to go. I know you got to go really quick.
Concerned about his injuries. So
yes, I've never been concerned about Juju's injuries.
My honest take on the New England Patriots. I believe we can be a playoff team if we sign D-Hop. I believe we'll be a wild card team with him. I do believe Mac Jones progresses, but I still don't know if Mac is truly the guy. I am concerned about that. I want to see it, and that is it. I'm not looking at it with rose-colored glasses on. I'm not saying we're going to take the damn Super Bowl or push Kansas City to the brink. No, but we can be a playoff team. And then you never know. If we can get hot of late and catch a streak going into the postseason, then maybe we make a run for it. But at this moment, I'm not going to instantly react about a wide receiver that still hasn't even signed with the team yet.